This short video goes through the governance framework presentation to cover the compliance and the best practices that as a governing body we should consider. Compliance, clearly we've got the reference documents of which we've all got to adhere to and reference at as many points as our meetings allow us to do. Our reference points, memorandum of articles, scheme of delegation and our code of conduct. It's important that we at all times bear in mind these four other categories to ensure that we're always working within our charitable objectives, to ensure our finances are always in order, to ensure that we are strategically planning and working within the strategic plans at all times. And the reputation of the Academy and the Trust is upheld at all costs. So compliance, looking through the reference documents, these particular reference documents we're looking at this moment in time, is that there is between 7 and 11 governors. The makeup of the governing body, clearly we've got the head teacher as the member, we've got up to 2 staff members, up to 2 parent governors. The directors of the trust can sit on the local governing body, but we're trying to keep it as flexible and as free as we possibly can so the local choice can take ownership of the structure of the meetings. In addition, the fixed agenda items will enable us to continuously remind ourselves of the code of conduct, charity objectives, finance, etc. Best practice, clearly best practice is what we want to adhere and have standardisation across the academies of which we work with. We can improve and develop as we expand. We need induction, the structure of the governing bodies and the self-evaluation of the local governing bodies to be in line with every other site that we work with. And again, the best practice also as an integral part needs to take on board the charitable objectives, the finance, strategic planning, and to understand the reputation of the Academy and the Trust at all times. So what we have in terms of best practice is that the elections of the local governing bodies has to be a local choice. You understand your stakeholders, you understand how to communicate, what protocols and procedures and lines of communications best suits your audience. It's also sensible to have the induction across all the schools within the Academy Trust. It's also sensible that the structures we work to are compliant across all the schools that we work with. And the self-evaluation that local governing bodies adhere to and look inwardly at themselves and how they perform and how they support and challenge their individual schools also needs to be from a standard framework. The induction, as you can see, we need to activate the members portal, we need a standard letter of appointment, all the relevant forms that we have as local governing bodies needs to be standardised, checked, monitored and recorded both locally and within the trust. The standard structure, baseline structure throughout the trust, such as the fixed agenda items, allowing the flexibilities to the baseline at local choice, having the chairs forum on a regular basis, local governing bodies having direct access to data dashboards, real-time working, cloud-based storage managed by the clerk and the administrator on each site, and we also have professional clerking services. The self-evaluation process, obviously the school will have a key dial which will report on the key performance indicators of the education, business and finance. On the education key dial there is a section underneath there which is a judgment on the performance of the local governing body. So the induction comes up with a number of forms. These forms are stored locally, they're stored online, and we have a master reference within the trust. So we understand at all times that the compliance and the relevant forms are filled in, monitored and managed. The structured way, what we have is a standard agenda items. Standard agenda items will be issued so that we can focus on the key points across the academies. These points can be reported and updated on a regular basis. The dashboards which the governors will have direct access to will be financial, attainment, progress, student analysis, key dials for key performance indicators on finance, business and education, and also task management and the governor portals. Looking at the self-evaluation process, the Ed Teachers key dial, or the principles, doing the overall effectiveness of teaching and learning, leadership, attainment and behaviour. Key performance indicator 4.9 is governance. So the schools themselves will put a judgment statement on how well they believe their governing bodies are performing. What we're introducing is a local governing body self-evaluation, so they themselves make the judgments, the statements. They say, are they outstanding, requires improvement, or good? Under the different categories, they'll put a short statement and rag this, and they'll continuously look at this, so they continuously develop and improve. Improving governance also is different subheadings taken from a number of key documents on a national basis to support governors to focus on key areas that will enable them to improve as a governing body. So we end up with the master reference key dial with all the relevant documents in. We confirm that all the master documents have been read, understood. We've got a full local governing body summary meeting key dial, the judgments, the SEF, improving governance, and a members tick list. All these are online with a simple click icon and access and read. You do not need to understand IT to use these. These are simply icon-driven applications that should enable all governors to access the information that they need at the time that they have available. The master reference is simply a dial that shows the compliance. All the master documents will be put in here. It will be controlled by the trust to enable the schools to have direct access to the relevant current versions of the documents that we refer to as an organisation to ensure that we're compliant, providing the best service we can and supporting the schools we work with. Meeting summary, because we've got standard items on the agenda, we can provide updates within this key dial on a regular basis. So we have a full inventory of, for example, the governing body's comments of level of progress. This will in itself will actually form a progression over time of the statements and what we're doing to monitor, to police, to support and to challenge that individual item. The Academy key dial, obviously it's educational one. As I've mentioned, the key performance indicator 4.9 is governance. We will have access to understand where the principal, the head teacher, believes they are on an academic level. The SEF will have a number of sections. The improving governance obviously is a key dial. This key dial will change colour as we progress. Simple rag, red, amber, green, and additional colours blue, which is outstanding. And we have for fine grain, we've got minus green, green, plus green. So we've got minus and plus of each colour, so we can demonstrate progress even if we don't change the baseline rag. Members, so what we got there is this is actually a member's name, the date they came on board, and it's confirmation that they've received all this documentation, they've understood, and we've activated it. So it's simply just an induction tick list, but it's online, highly visible for the academy, for the trust, and for the governing bodies. We don't have to ask an administrator to know if we're compliant within our team. So local governing body framework, compliance, and best practice. Thank you.